Hey everyone, and welcome to Blazing Scorpio Entertainment. Today, I'll be making my very first platform. Without further ado, let's get into it. So we will start by opening Unity and creating a 3D Unity project, where we will make our game, which is all about speedrunning and getting to the end of the level as fast as possible. I started by creating some scenes so we could have the menu and the levels as well. And so now we are finally ready to start. Is what I would say if I had any idea of what I'm doing. For context, I have some experience with Blender and with a tiny bit of programming in C#, but I'm definitely not an experienced game developer yet, but that still won't stop me from making this game. So I started by creating the main menu for the game. Then I created a very small platform where I placed the bean with a character controller and added my movement system prefab. I know that it seems like an overwhelming amount of code, but truth be told, most of what you see is just visual features that show up in the inspector. I call it the prefab because I plan to use this script for my future projects, since it is easier to just modify the style of the movement than actually rewrite the whole movement system, like Danny did with his projects like Muck, where he used the movement from his game Carlson. Now, like I said, I know very little of coding, therefore what I mainly did was what most programmers do. Look up the code online. So with the help of Unity dev forums, I wrote the script for most features in the game. However, I plan on improving my coding capabilities, but for now I'm still very new to it. Then I created a small test area in ProBuilder for research. This was my first time actually using ProBuilder. I had never done it before, and I watched a small tutorial by Gabriel Polysketch that allowed me to understand it much better. It is actually very similar to the edit mode in Blender, where you can extrude faces and edit object, vertices, and so on. And with the test area done, we could finally test the player and move it around. I also tried to make a few buildings with ProBuilder, and it kinda turned out like dog shit. Then I tried modeling a model in Blender, again with the help of a tutorial by a guy named Jelle Vermendier, I think that's how you say it, and I think it turned out pretty good. After that I just exported the model to PIXABAY and gave it some animations because I still don't know how to rig properly in Blender. I set up the animation tree, which is actually not that hard, but it did end up looking a little funky in the end. And after setting up the animations, this is how it looked in game. I admit, I actually really liked how it turned out. Then I decided to start making a tutorial level. It allowed me to actually expand my knowledge on ProBuilder, just for me to scrap the level in the end because it sucks balls. After rage quitting level design after that disaster of a level, I just got back to making menus such as the level select menu. Then I made a small level in which I started exploring the speedrun mechanic, which was created by adding, for starters, a timer on the canvas that would count time based on delta time, which basically means the in-game time, and a script that would stop the timer on collision with the object that had the script in it. So what this means is, if player touches the object with the script, the timer stops. That's it. And here it is in action, along with some ASMR keyboard gameplay. Then I started working on a loose screen that would basically trigger once you got in contact with an object that will destroy the player. Basically in actual programming terms, if player destroyed, change scene to loose screen. Then I did the same for the windscreen, but if you came in contact with the object that had the end timer script. So this time I actually made the first official level, the tutorial. Most levels in this game are considerably small, since this game is more of a test, so I can have an idea of how developing a game works. This time I actually made walls that were properly covering along the level, resembling actual hallways. Why is this important? According to a book called The Hows and Whys of Level Design by Sjord Haurenses de Jong, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Another common mistake is creating areas that are too large and or open. Exceptions to this rule largely depend on the core gameplay. And so, based on that comment, we should not use a big open space for our game, since our game is all about platforming. Open areas could confuse the player, feel empty, or just look fucking ugly. Then I started working on the actual first level of the game itself. It was quite simple, and it was fun to make. But while I was developing, I decided I had to add some kind of noise, so I went ahead and got in PIXABAY looking for some music for the game. And a lot of the tracks in this game are actually by a dude called Extreme Freddy. He actually makes some great tracks for video game levels, so don't forget to check him out on his actual page in PIXABAY, link will be in the description. And I also got this banger by Fast Sounds that actually kind of reminded me of the Jetpack Joyride theme song for some reason. There were some other few tracks I actually picked up as well, along with the sound effect for the windscreen and the loose screen. So here is how it sounds in game. You might also be wondering why I removed the restart button in the win and lose screen. Then I added a small message in the tutorial level so the player knows the inputs. And that is how I developed my very first game. Overall, it was a really fun process. I really liked making it, and honestly I already have a few ideas for more projects I'd like to try. However, for now I won't take game development that seriously, since this is only the start. For now it's a hobby, but I would really like if Blazing Scorpio Entertainment actually became an indie company someday. If you want to play the game, it's available in itch.io, and you can play it for completely free, because who the fuck will pay for this shit? This whole project is non-profit, and I want to thank the creators that inspired me and the creators of some of the assets and tutorials I used. The links to most of them will be in the description. Now, spoilers for the actual game levels, but I have actually speedrun the game and I will show the speedrun for each of the levels now. If you think you can beat my records, then go ahead and play the game and post it. But if you don't care about spoilers and just want to see me speedrunning my own game, then here it is. So that was the speedrun. I've run out of things to say in the outro, so I don't know when I'll post again, but yeah, okay, bye.